Welcome to the Executive Edge. I'm your coach, Coach Nant, and today we are skipping the textbooks to master the language of influence. So, your challenge today is to learn the professional secret to saying no without saying no. This is the crucial skill of polite deference, and we're going to master it using one simple phrase: circle back. So think about your last meeting. A colleague asks a complex, off topic question, or a discussion starts spiraling out of control. So your goal is to be polite and maintain harmony. But if you don't step in, you lose control of the agenda. So in the international business world, especially in cultures like us in Southeast Asia, we value indirect communication. So when you say no, that's off topic, air quote, you sound aggressive. We need to be creative and have this linguistic maneuver that is firm, professional, and diplomatic. So you don't want to sound like someone who is not part of a team or not a team player. So the safest way or the safest phrase to use is circle back. So that is our maneuver. It's your diplomatic defense against losing focus. Because in the real world, when you are working in corporate or in your professional life, if you don't set some boundaries, if you don't have a way to maneuver, you cannot control it. It's like you're just being fed with something that you need to do this, you need to do that. And we want to avoid that. And this phrase is very powerful. It just means let's postpone this discussion for a later time. Now, let's drill the pronunciation first. So, this is the key to sounding natural. A non native speaker will often pronounce this as three distinct separate words. So, it can be choppy like circle back to. The executive pronounces it as one smooth unit using connected speech. The L sound in circle connects directly to the B in back. So, and the word to is often reduced to a soft t. T. So, how do you use this to keep your meeting on track? So, there are different scenarios. Like in my experience, I had meetings with technical people. So, there's this scenario where the person that I'm discussing things with is like a genius. So for genius people, they have a tendency to dive deep into technical details. And in that scenario, we're supposed to be reviewing some things like the timeline, the project timeline, and then suddenly, since she is a technical person, she found out that there's a this bug somewhere in the server or some code or something like that. And then 5 minutes in, we needed to take a look at some data. And sometimes you feel stressed in those situations because you know that you're getting off topic. So, what we did was we just said, we know that this is a critical issue. So, we still need to focus on this and we need to fix it. But can we please circle back to the server bug after we lock down this timeline? So we propose to schedule like a 15-minute discussion after that meeting. And it worked. So this is the technique that you can use. So you can use this phrase. Let's circle back to that scenario or that issue. Another thing is when I was a lecturer or a teacher back in my college lecturing career. So there are these lectures where things can get technical because I had a technical background. So I teach English for IT or those technical things. And some students, since they are majoring in IT, they tend to ask questions that are a bit deep for me. So I was teaching English, but we're using ID terms. And in those scenarios, I cannot just say, I don't know, but I also want to be real. Like, I don't pretend that I know this technical stuff that they're talking about. So I use this like setting their expectations. So I say, we need more things to cover in this lecture. So let's circle back to that topic. And be sure that if you do that, you have like a notepad or you can write that somewhere in your notebook and make a note that you're going to circle back to that person or that student so that they can be enlightened or they can learn more about that topic in English. So that's what I did, and it worked. And it helps you save time. Now, speaking of getting off topic, so I'm telling a lot of stories, but we were not able to discuss how to pronounce this. So again, circle back to. So you can shadow that. Circle back to. When not to use that phrase. If you are using that phrase, be responsible enough to take note of that. Because if you're overusing it in a meeting and then your boss is keeping a detailed note, or if you go back to the minutes of the meeting and you all discover that you have this backlog and you will be asked, hey, any update about this, because you told me that we're going to circle back to this topic. So be sure to be responsible. Don't just say that you forgot and you will get back to them again. So that will be taken against you. So be sure that if you're going to use this, you have like a backup. Like you're going to make a research about that topic that your colleague or your boss is expecting you to present or discuss further or in detail. How do you apply this? So there are three scenarios. If a colleague starts talking about an irrelevant detail, deploy it immediately. So you can say, that's a fantastic point, but for the sake of time, let's circle back to that uh, in our follow-up meeting. Second scenario, politely saying no. So if someone asks you to take on a task you can't commit to right now, you can say, I'd love to help, but I'm tied up on the quarter 3 report. Can we circle back next week when I have more capacity? So that's a very polite way and very professional way of using circle back to. Number three, third scenario. When a stakeholder asks for an immediate decision on a complex issue. So that's a big decision. So you don't want to be impulsive. You can say, let's circle back tomorrow after I've had a chance to run the numbers. So you can check the data first. If you need to do some tweaking uh, in the report that you prepared, yeah, try to do that because sometimes these people they are expecting too much and they want you to have a quick answer. And it's a case by case basis. There are people who needs to do some research first. You cannot just make a decision right away. So they need to respect that boundary, and you need more time in order to figure it out. And they will understand that. Mastering the circle back is how you sound efficient, assertive, and respectful all at once. So if you enjoy this quick lesson, remember you can always join our free community. We have a Discord community. And if you're interested, just go to thenglishcrew.com/contact and let me know if you're interested to be added to that server. If you're serious with your English proficiency, you can also have one on one coaching. So just send us a message. And I'll see you in the next podcast. Bye.